Let's go. Let's go. Let me copy the link. Let's go. Oh my gosh. What the hell? Oh, what the fuck? Oh shoot. This is crazy. This is crazy. We're up 200% on these calls. All right, hold on. I gotta share the link with the gang real quick. All right, 1 second. All right, we're closing that gap. That's good. I still have calls for tomorrow as well. Oh shit, I got calls for today. What the hell? Let me close some of these. I'm tripping. I'm smooth tripping. Everything just went like 400%, bro. This is insane. This is so crazy, bro. I was literally just talking to my girlfriend. I was like, yo, we gotta get one of them high day candles. This shit probably gonna print. Hold on, let me fix my camera real quick. 1 second. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, this one of those ones, man. You just buy time, you just sit and wait and be patient. Let me get this shit right. Hold on. All right. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. What do you do? Bro, I was laying down. I was like, bro, I'm just buy these calls. I'm gonna just hold them. Look at this. Right off the 5, baby. Right off the 5. Oh shit. Let's put this in my channel. Bro, yeah, this is nasty work. But it's so wild. I was like, bro, we'll get an Iran agreement. Something's gonna happen. And then sure enough, look, I was like, I'm sure we get some sort of news because what was that random candle that popped at low of day? Had to be some whales. Hold on. Come on now. Y'all know I'm really like that. Yeah, we still should go higher. Should go to 743.44. All right, yeah. Oh shit, we're high day. Hold on. Oh, whiskey. I'm straight up smacking shit. Yeah. All right, pre-market high, we're almost there. So I'm probably trim more there. 743s, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, because these are zeros DTs. I'm tripping. I'm geeked, my fault, y'all. I'm geeking. Hold on, make sure y'all can hear me. I'm sorry. Bro, look at this, bro. Look how simple this was, bro. I told him, I said, just wait. Just wait on it. Just wait on it, bro. Let's go. Let's go, baby. I'm up over 100% on every single call. I was just sold the zeros for 400%. I was telling motherfuckers, I said, don't short this. Do not short this. All right, the zeros got to go first. We're still gonna hold the 1DTs, obviously, because that shit going stupid. Oh fuck! I forgot I have more calls for tomorrow. Bro, I smooth forgot about that. Yeah, this is where you want. This is where you want to get out. Trim the zeros. 743s. We'll take that 150 right here. Yeah, because you don't want that shit to come right back down and you get fucked. There we go. All right, we're all out. Yeah. Look, look at where we got out at. That's the top, baby. That is the top. Well, let me say stop top, but that's the top for it right now. We push more. That's why I got 1DTs. Yeah. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade, man. That was crazy. That was absolutely bonkers. I'm trying to see what exactly it was. Probably some Iran news. That's literally what I said, bro. That's so wild. I called that shit. I was like, bro, they're gonna get some sort of Iran news. It's gonna be like, that's wild. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, we still got this gap above. So if we do kind of push back up above, before end of day. But mind you, right now it's still not a bad time to possibly pick up some more, right? If you didn't catch any of that, right, you possibly could catch some more. But by time, be careful because obviously, high volatility right now. But yeah, as long as you can hold Friday's high, Friday's close. Yeah, Friday's high, Friday's close. You can hold that, you should get another push. But all the Trump pumps been getting smacked lately, so we'll see. We shall see. But I'm still holding, like I said, I'm still holding. Um, you know, ain't really too much. And then, bro, that is crazy work, gang. Sheesh, bro. I was laying down. I had to get up for that. I had to get up for that, bro. Bro, bro. Bro, oh my goodness. That was crazy. Bro, because I had bought calls, right, down here, but I bought some time. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll try zeros one more time, right? And then we broke out, and then we came back and retested it. So I added more, but I went closer in the money. I went to the 742s just in case we got this pump right here. I didn't think it was gonna be this fast, but I was like, okay, they'll probably pump it before, end of the day or something like that. That's so sick, bro. My boy said should have listened to OK Bet. Bro, I told him twice. Twice. I said, bro, I'm sure we get some sort of news candle. Because what was that? Mind you, we got this candle here, right? We got that random, like, liquidity candle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happened the last time we got a random pump in the middle of the day. All of a sudden, we just got a random pump, but it didn't go nowhere. But the volume was crazy. So I'm like, somebody in here just got in. And they just waiting. They just waiting for something. So I wasn't gonna sell. I was like, besides, like I said, I was like, well, it's still early. We still got time. It's not like it's end of day. Plus, I still have tomorrow's contract. So I was like, well, if we don't do that shit now, we'll do it eventually. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm just gonna hold these a little longer. Like I said, as long as you can hold previous day's high, you should be able to get some more. What's on the spy? Going to high of day and 744. Be careful. Jeez, jeez, Louise. Hold on, wait. Can I do the let me see if my the reactions are working today. Come on, bro. Look, you do one thumbs up. You do the thumbs down. Hold on, how does shit work? Bro, what the hell? Hold on, make sure my shit not turned off. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, look, see, we got thumbs up, got thumbs down. Oh, if you do this, you get like a little heart or something. Yeah, see, look, how comes they work, but the other ones don't? Double thumbs up is supposed to be like the other one. Weak. And then you do this, you're supposed to get like lasers or some shit like that. Oh yeah. There we go. And then of course, if it was bad, it's gonna have to go down. But yeah, I'm all right, I'm charging them plugged up. All right, yeah. So yeah, like I said, as long as this holds previous day's high to previous day's close, so this zone right here. If this holds high time frame, I'm uh I'm gonna grab some more. All right, this right here. Still got 2 minutes for the close. I'm just glad we popped up the five. But the scary part is, like I said, as long as we're still in this range, you gotta trim heavy, right? If we do push higher and keep going, whatever. It is what it is. I'm only down to runners. But if we do break out close and then get retest here, then we can get some more, right? But if this is it, then it's still right. I know y'all want to hear it, but it still can roll. So just be careful, yeah, don't overthink it. Don't over nothing, He previous day, hold on. Previous day close and previous day's high hold, and you can still go long. Yeah, I'm gonna hold these. I can't add yet. I want to, but I can't add yet. Like I said, only because we still gotta close this candle, but it does look good, right? It does look amazing. If you did want to, you would go out with time, right? Maybe tomorrow 7:50 or tomorrow 7:47, where that gap is, right? Just because, like I said, if we don't, if something happens, they're gonna smack it back down just like this, right? So you don't want to get caught in that, but you ain't gotta be scared of it at the same time. Not yet, anyway. But we do need this pump to hold, right? We don't need it to be like the other pump where it pumped and then gave that shit away. We need that shit to hold. But yeah, so the 1DTs were up 80% on those. We're up 80% on those. Drops in chat. Yeah, all my students, everybody's piling in. My students who held, they're like, oh, bro, I held. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Especially, look, and this is what I always teach, right? Look, remember what happened over here. All right, let's move on this other way. Remember what happened over here and over here. Actually, we can go back even further. Remember, I told you guys, I said, hey, the pain is gonna suck. All the best moves, it's gonna be some pain, man. Pain. Look, pain. All those bottoms, pain. Right? Oh, even over here, pain. So, pain, 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 pain. But what did we never do? Break down, retest, continue. So in that case, if you have time, if you buy time and stop going zeros all the time, then you would be fine, right? I think my ones went down to like 40%, but they never actually broke any level. So I was like, well, like I said, I'm gonna hold them until we get confirmation, right, on either side, and we did. So paid off. It all. What did Lil Wayne say? Let it all work out. Ain't shit green but that lima bean. Ain't shit green but that gun on my beans. Don't get ate up like some collard green. Did you call that in your channel? What do you mean? The trade? There we go. Yeah. Give us that pre-market high. Easy work. This. There we go. Oh, yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad we held. But yeah, like I said, man, to all my students, if you did help, if you did hold, you know, good on you, man, for being patient, right? We talked about how whenever we do buy time, you're gonna have to give it time, right? Because we got to see if it plays out, right? As long as the levels hold, as long as no crazy levels break, retest, nothing like that, then we do what we do. We hold the level. So big shout out to all my students. I'm proud of y'all. Hopefully, we'll probably come in here test this gap. You know, hopefully we come in and get like a half gap fill. That shit would be crazy. And then I wouldn't have to swing. I'd probably just let them bitches go. Yeah. So now we're above, like I said, now we're above previous days high. So you need to see this close. I'd give it like, a few candles first. Either push into the gap first or, consolidate here. Because like I said, we've just been getting smacked every time. So we're still a little cautious, right? That's why I'm down to runners. But any kind of, you know, look, cup, handle, any kind of consolidation towards end of day, as long as we don't just smack back below 740 wait, we already hit 743? Oh yeah, we hit 743 already. But damn, yeah, I guess that's target number one. So definitely gonna be some profit taken. Definitely gonna be some profit taken. Gang. Yeah, so definitely, like I said, take some more profit. So yeah, I'm in 745s for tomorrow. But like I said, I'm only in runners. So it doesn't, yeah, I'm not. I have profit stops, it's not gonna go red, so that's all I care about right now. Is just managing these. And then, like I said, if we do get another entry, then we'll go for it. But yeah, you need this to clear first. But yeah, so look, we came up here, we had some sells. There's gonna be sellers up here, so don't be scared when you see that shit pull back. But we just need to see if buyers step up in between yesterday's high and what did we close at? We closed right here. What's that? 741. Yes, let's just draw this as well while we wait. Right there. Right? So this absolutely has to hold. If it does not hold, the higher time frames close back below this. Like I said, I'll close them. All right. I would rather miss the move than to let a beautiful 200% trade. You know what I'm saying? Go red or anything like that. You should know my name. I ain't chasing pain. Cloud nine out with Mary Jane. Yeah, I've been in the studio. I don't know if I won't. And this is why I tell people to save your buying power. Stop always spending all your buying power at the beginning of the day, especially if you don't see any moves. A good majority of the time, we will get one, maybe two moves, right? Maybe three. Like a day like this, we got three, right? We got the dump, we got the pump, and we got the dump again, right? Over here, we got the pump. Pretty much it. Over here, you kind of got a pump, no confirmation, but so you shouldn't be taking too many trades a day when you're trading SPY because most of the time it's not gonna give you that many trades, right? If anything, it'll be like ads or rolling in the same position or something like that. There we go. But we're finally above this, but we gotta take this out. We gotta take that out. If we do, like I said, remember this is Friday's high. So this is last week's close. Let's see. Or not last week's close. What day is that? Not the close, my fault. Friday's high. Friday's high. Last week closed down here. But yeah, man. If they want to give us another high tomorrow, push back up. But I need to see this close. Remember, as long as it can stay above yesterday's candle, right? We stay above yesterday's candle. Tomorrow we probably get another move and pushing into this gap, right? If we don't do it right now. I prefer if we do it right now, obviously. We all want this to happen right now. But yeah, you see this? You see how I just consolidated over this level all day? That's all it did was consolidate, consolidate, consolidate. Wait, I don't have the same ones, man. Oh, this ain't no Jado way that is right here, bitch. Look, yeah, right in here. That's when I was like, oh yeah, something's up. Literally right here. I was like, yeah, something's up. We're gonna definitely go long. And so I just been holding them bitches all day. But yeah, come on up. Come on up. Give us a little gap, man. But yeah, as long as we can hold the zone, bro. And I was wondering because I'm like, dang, bro. If it would have went lower, like I said in the video, if it would have went lower, we'd have just bought it down here, right? But we set a firm higher low, so that's why I was like, hey, this could just be setting a 4 hour high low, so it's gonna take some time. And now we got a higher high, so we just need this higher high to close, and then we'll continue. We'll keep going up. Not bad, different. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, that whole catfish. That ain't flipping. Arizona. I don't even want to take it and give it back. I want a refund. That part. Yeah, so make sure y'all trim into this. That whole catfish. Oh, let me check my. I'll just keep my other chart up right here on my messages and stuff. Lee. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh yeah, that's so beautiful, bro. Mind you, I'm seeing the channel break out, and I'm like, this shit taking forever to pop. And then I see that break, and then I said, believe it or not, this is at 9 o'clock. So this is all the way down here, 9:50. So yeah, this is literally at low of day. At low of day, I'm telling everybody, hey, I'm still bullish. This is you do for me, got nothing you do, son. Really, really, man. There we go, 125%. 742s, 743s. All right, now we're touching that gap. Now I'm going to trim some of my runners even more. All right. So I did just buy the 750s, like I said, for tomorrow. But I'm going to trim those into this gap because my closer expiration or my closer strike, I need that to, print first. Because if I have, the 750s, like I said, those have time and they're cheaper. So I don't really mind if they pull back or whatever, because like I said, they're dirt cheap. But my 745 1DTs, I need that bitch to, I'm not finna let it go here and then come back down. I'm not doing that. Yeah, come on. Let's go, baby. And there it is. Bang. All right, I'm out of those. We're touching the gap. I'm gonna watch how long we got in this candle. Telling me I'm dead wrong. This shit getting too easy, gang. All right, I'm officially closing this out. All right, now I have only one runner. That's all I have. That's all I got. I have 745 runner, but I still have 750, so I'm not completely out of the play. All right, I put in a profit stop on that. That's golden. But be posted in the bricks. Don't make no sense. It make no sense. It make no sense. God. Make no sense. Make no sense. Do what you want. No, I see him hit like that. Still be in the sun. Bow. Yeah, and I still have buying power. A lot of buying power left because I only took that one trade. That was literally it. I just took the calls. Well, I took a little puts earlier down here, but I got 50% and I just got out here. And this is the importance of charting. This is the importance of learning your levels, right? Got to know your levels. You got to know what you're looking at, or else you're just blindly going in. Make no sense. Yo, I've been there, but you notice me. Tell them. I say, well, they want my cash, so I never love it. With this Fendi buck on TV, I could tell my youngest shit on the back. Plus, the only thing for you say, hey, I'm sorry. Right shoulder. In a way that I be told, no, that's not don't make no sense. This is crazy. I literally told everyone, yeah, yesterday. I said, think about it. Everyone sees his head and shoulders. Yes, we could get it, but that would be too easy. It's scary. I said, because we've seen this happen before, it could just be a daily higher low. I said, so basically what I'm saying is calls and sleep. This is nuts. I'm always a day ahead. Give a fuck if I can't stop thugging. Bitch, wait till you see the garage. I ain't playing about that. First thing in the morning, blunt. All right, now we're up 45% on the ones. Gotta trim. We gotta take some profit. As much as I hate taking profit, I'm just kidding. Nobody should ever hate taking profit. Yeah, a little bit more. I think we get a little bit more before we get like an official pullback. How about that? Uh-huh. All right. We're up 6% on the portfolio today. And this is all you had to do. Buy a little size. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. Buy a little size. Yeah, it went red. Yeah, it did all that. But remember, we only play the higher time frames. What happened on the higher time frames? Consolidation above our level, right? Which in our eyes, that's why I said, hey, just be careful. This just could be another higher low. Try to move up my legs, nigga. Yeah, I really could call it next thing. I was drifting, but I was 16. Yeah. We don't need this anymore. We're good. We got over yesterday's high. Don't need that no more. We're good. Now we're closing to the next level. I ain't been broken a bit. Gonna suck on this. Rest of my piss ain't finished. Mm. Ooh, damn. Oh man, that was a damn. I don't see nobody hype. Nobody didn't catch that shit. What the hell? You would think by now people would actually start listening when I start posting shit, but people just not patient, right? People think if you don't give them a call out that goes 100% in 1 minute, then you know what I'm saying? Then that's just, oh, it's not, why is it not going? Oh, it's doing this, it's doing this. As much as you tell people, like, hey, be patient, watch the levels, watch the candle closes, zoom out. What do they do? Still, 1 minute chart. 1 minute chart, zoom all the way in. Like, come on, man. Don't listen. We never closed below 738. Can't do it. There we go. Every day some new shit. 5 M's up. It's like this. Bro, this shit crazy. This shit literally happened in the span of like 1 minute. Like, no cap. I was literally texting my girl. She was like, dang, do we have think of a chance? Because I was like, we need to go back to high day so we can print. And she was like, you think there's a chance? I said, I mean, yeah, if Trump say something, bro. Literally not minutes later. That shit say. Shout out us. We clapped that at 18, 7 figure after tax. Go get that cake. I ain't tight. Relax. All right, sold some more. Listen to what the fan is saying. Yeah, like I said, I still have some buying power. So if we do catch an end of day squeeze or something like that, we'll get in more on a pullback, right? But as of now, we just gotta watch this gap. We have a huge gap ahead of us, all right? And we finally broke out, or currently breaking out. I was getting high with the bitch. What's that? 746. 46. How rich is you, Skilla? I'm filthy. 60%. Easy bank. Easy money. This is crazy, bro. This is nuts. I know them contracts from low day, people who bought at absolute low day. See, I bought over here. So I had to sit through all this. And I bought more over here. But people who bought like down here at the absolute, I know they paid something stupid. All right, there we go. More. Selling more. Then they tripping in the court on that bullshit. I got on some bullshit. On that bullshit. And on around with a and get it popping in there. Yeah, go ahead and give me that 745, 50. We go ahead. Oh yeah. See, we fishing in the gap now. Y'all better take that profit, man. We didn't drop them like some drink. Another these niggas do not because they ain't safe. Black Forest, man. Tripping in the courtroom. Oh, this shit going. All right, 82% here on the 750s. Mind you, I got these 750s when I got on live. So if y'all bought the 750s, then yeah, you should be up as fuck. Gassed out that, bitch. Bro, I was like, bro, no way they finna sit us down here forever. Hold on. I thought y'all gotta manage. I gotta manage my positions too. I can make y'all money, but I gotta make me some money too. Six. You don't want no. What else? Any other tickets y'all want me to look at real quick? Did you call it? I didn't chase anything on the clutch. Call out on the trade the other day. You think try to fill the gap? Yeah, yeah. But I mean, obviously, I'm not saying like right now. But I do think yes, it will attempt to fill this gap. Yes. But this is what I'm looking for, right? Because sometimes, obviously we don't fill gaps all the way every time. Um, so yeah, we gotta wait for it. But this is like I said, first target 744 25. Second one is 750 745 50 to 746 75. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that's why I'm still in calls. Yeah, look at that, bro. This shit was just a matter of buying, holding. Bought here. I bought some here. Right. And even I held. That's what I said. I was like, hey, even if it pulls back, because I got right here on this little breakout. So I got right there. But I was like, well, we still got time. Like, I'm not gonna trip. But man, this chop, goodness gracious, that took a long time. But what do I always say? Patience pays, man. Oh yeah, this is definitely gonna get copyright strike. That shit loud as hell. Oh yeah, we're putting everything on the parlay now. Chet Hogan was garbage. I ain't gonna lie. Yes, Sirski. That's another. There we go. All right, see, so we filled a little bit of the gap. We got a little rejection so far at our target, of course, of course. Damn, well, that shit went. Oh, it did touch. Oh no, it didn't. Almost did. So I was gonna say, hey, 7:45. All right, we got 30 minutes left in this candle, so do not get caught slipping. Right, if it comes all the way back down between high of day and pre-market high, then this will be your new zone to see if it holds. Right. Damn, we should have bought a little put up here. I ain't gonna lie. Mm, 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 mm. Let me see. Yeah, so this zone right here, basically in between 742.45, so 742.5 and 744, right? In between 742.5 and 744 is the overall hourly hold. So if this holds on the hourly, we push back up. We definitely should, start filling this gap a little better. All right, so let's move the gap up, right? As we're filling it, right? We want to get rid of some of the gap, right? Now that we're filling it. Set alert high day. Understand. I don't understand. I put that on my now. Yeah, so we need a little pullback, right? Nothing crazy. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh man. I can't wait to go over today's game plan, tomorrow's game plan. Cupcakes. Oh, hold on. My fault. I said 30 days straight and leave from 2 to 3. I need Visine. Central slimy. Let's check VIX real quick. But yeah, we hit target on this. Look at that. Oh, it feels so good to be right. Goodness. But if we push more, y'all know what we looking for more highs, right? Because this is what happened last time, right? We're in this channel, pushed out, then we got the pullback, and then we ended up going crazy. So we got it, got the pullback, pushed up, and like I said, if we do continue to go higher, y'all know what we'll look for. Hold on. I'm playing. See what this weekly look like so far. I'll put that on my. That boy YB so aggressive. Goodness gracious. Falling in the morning, shawty chasing me down. Honestly, fucking was anyway. All right. Baby shouldn't have. Mm-mm. All right. So yeah, now we're possibly looking at so if we can't get back above, then obviously we gotta be careful, but we're still in a good place for possible re-entries, right? Oh yes, we closed the gap. All right. So we'll wait for this candle, see what it's gonna do, see if it how it's gonna hold, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. This is a man, this is very nice. This is very nice. This one was one of those ones, like I said, man, it just required patience. Y'all know I was on the y'all know I was on the couch watching the boys. I was like, man, we ain't got shit going on right now. Fuck that, bro. I'm not finna sit here. Cause think about it, the more you sit and watch it, the more your brain will psych you out of your play, right? If you already know what your play is, just chill. Take a little, you know what I'm saying? Relax. So yeah, look. And I was telling everybody, I said, look, hey, we did get the pop. Remember, don't forget, we did finally get the pop, right? Excuse me. We finally got the pop. And we didn't necessarily sell off. We got a nice little pump into end of day, right? We closed right here, and then we kind of had a push, and then we kind of just really didn't do nothing, right? We literally didn't do anything. But as long as we held, we had to at least be like, hey, we're in a bull market, right? We're in a bull market. That's step number one. Number two, the trend is our friend, right? Step number three, we've already broken out. Step number four. So now all I need to see is, if this breakout holds, obviously I'm not gonna buy into the highs, right? We've already pre-market already showed us that, hey, we made a new high, right? All we did was come back down. We didn't really, you know what I'm saying? We didn't really go anywhere. We didn't really do anything, but we set a 4 hour and hourly higher low. So if that's the case, then the next thing would be to attempt to make a higher high, right? Not even to say that we close up here, but we had to attempt to take that wick out. So us hitting that was the target. And that's why I said I'm still waiting, because we're kind of partially filling the gap. But remember, we're still got rejection. You still got bears under here, right? You still got bears under here, so you don't want to just blindly buy and hold. But once your target hits, you know what I'm saying, you got to respect your levels. But yeah, man, just like I said, this is one of those days where you just got to be patient, man. Patience pays. I'm glad if you did hold. I know one of my guys said he held. But yeah, man, if you held, just is just part of the plan. As long as, like I said, as long as you bought time, right? And even the zeros I was in the zeros heavy. I was more so in the ones and the twos more heavy, right? For for Friday and Monday's calls. But yeah, I got about those quick. The zeros, man. As soon as you got that pop, those went stupid. I was like, oh Lord. Yeah, because I was like, okay, well, I can get 742s because we were right here. So I'm like, really, any push, bro, like 741, 742 is right here, pre-market high. They're gonna attempt to at least come back up here, whether it be end of day, whether it be later on. I just kind of figured like, okay, well, like I said, as long as it's held, and then that one candle gave me some clues, right? We got this one candle right here with all this volume. Look at this right here. We were at low a day, right? My trigger had, because it had set alerts. Remember I told you I just set alerts at levels. So it's had an alert here, had an alert here. So we were just playing around with it. Or no, I actually had one at lower day because we were playing around with the level. So I had an alert. And then we got the alert and I was like, I roll over, I look, I'm like I don't want to stop out of my play. But you know the rules, right? If we get a 30-minute close, hourly close underneath our level, the play is invalidated if it starts to break down, retest, and then continuation. So that was just step one. And I was like, oh man, like I don't want to get out this play. I think it's a good play. And then yeah, we got that random here. And then I told everybody, I said, what did I say? I said, hold on. I said, believe it or not, I like longs on SPY still. We're battling the 5-day SMA. Anything that holds and pushes the high day should continue this next leg up. I'm personally waiting to see if this is just setting a 1 to 4 hour higher low, right? And that's all it was, right? It was literally that simple, right? It wasn't, oh, I had to wait for this. I mean, we had to wait for chop, but they could have done us worse. Oh, I forgot about finals. Oof. But yeah, they could have did us worse. They could have took us all the way down here and then popped it. But I was like, bro, I hope they don't do that. Right? That would suck. But yeah, we had that low down here. So I'm like, man, if we set a higher low, right? We got our high, then we should set another high, right? Especially because we had the gap above. We had the, we're kind of holding that 5. Yeah, and then I said previous day's close and previous day high should hold. You can still go long again. And then of course we got some more longs again. And then we just banked again. So now we're just waiting for the pullback, waiting to see if this 4 hour closes. Remember, we still got to wait for it to close, right? The hourly has to close, the 4 hours to close. And we're gonna wait to see how it closes to see if it's a true breakout or if it's just grabbing liquidity and it still can't break that level, right? If we come all the way back down to 740 and we still cannot break it, then you got to reevaluate, right? But as long as the daily, as long as we close above this range that we just broke out of, we should be straight, right? Even if it does pull all the way back like right here, right? We'll still be above that 740. And that 740 is a scary level. That is a scary level. That's so crazy, man. That's so wild. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I said, I'm sure we get some sort of news candle because what was that one random candle that popped at lower day? Had to be some whales. That's funny as hell, bro. Look, let me show y'all. Look, it's at 11:04. I said, I'm sure we get some sort of news. Cause what was that one random candle? That shit was right here, gang. I'm like, nah. Because mind you, we've seen this before. This isn't our first time seeing this, right? This isn't the first time we've got a random spike, at a certain level, and then later on in that day, news drop, right? Someone new. So anytime you kind of see those at certain levels, especially in this Trumpy news era where we're waiting on news to get a move, stuff like that, you got to be careful. Not be careful, be patient and watch. Be diligent and watch those the volume as well. But yeah, that's crazy. Got a nice little low day. All right, cool. All right, so now we're coming in that zone, right? We're coming in that zone. Remember, in between. Ooh, it's too bright. Right, in between yesterday's high, right? We need to stay above yesterday's high and pre-market high. Yeah, it should be her. I understand though. I understand like I was talking to one of my students and he was like, damn, I was trying to hold it, but then I just stopped out. I get it. Like I said, man, it's gonna be scary. And this is why I said if you're gonna go, at risk your levels, just buy time, because you don't want to be caught in that. We've done it before. It happens, it happens. But if you buy time, obviously it's still gonna you're gonna get some drawdown, but you know, all these wicks don't really matter, right? Even if we turn off all the wicks, right? How I always say, hey, if the wicks are messing you up, turn them off. We didn't really do nothing, we didn't really do anything. We just got like a little flag, and that was pretty much it. We didn't go nowhere. So if that was the case, then you had to just be patient with it and you had to just hold it, right? And I know it sucks. I know waiting sucks. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, almost what? What is that? 4 hours? Almost 4 hours. I get it, man. I understand, but like I said, it just comes with time, and the next time you'll remember it, right? The next time that you see ourselves just hovering above the level, not necessarily breaking the low, you'll remember like, okay, well, if this doesn't close below and stop me out, then I just have to woosah, walk away, trust the plan, see, go look at other stuff, you know what I'm saying? To damn, yeah. Like I said, I understand. I get it. Yeah, I'm watching it live. Should how those. Dang, yeah, yeah. Bro said he's watching. Dang, yeah, bro. That does suck though. That does suck. I understand. But yeah, like when I give, certain levels or give certain things, it's like, you know, these levels are our main weapon, right? This is our main bread and butter, This is all we have against the markets. It's just our charts. So if our charts were telling us, hey, we're having some consolidation over a previous breakout zone, right? Remember we broke out all over 735 and then we made this higher low. As long as we didn't come back down and break through, right? Then I would have stopped out. But it didn't happen. All we did was pop, and then we kind of consolidated for a couple hours, 4 hours, and then boom, we finally got the move, right? And then now we're probably getting the second move. So I actually might look at some calls for Monday. I'm gonna see what the price looking like on those contracts, but let's see. Let's go over here see if we can find some any levels we gotta be aware of. Honestly, no. Really just the level. Yeah, really the same levels. It's really the same levels. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Oh, you got previous days high, previous days close. So really the same levels, right? You want to get above the same levels over here. So to go higher, yeah, all right, we can get rid of this because we already know where that is. That's previous days high, so we know that. Hold on. Man, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Hey, mama. Hi, baby. What happened? You okay? Should be over here just yapping. But yeah, so we'll see if we can possibly get another entry now. For some end of days. End of days might be one last little, you know, one last little banger. Yeah, see, we should come up here test one time. If we don't break and close above, and to push higher probably overnight, then you got to be careful and watch for that. Like I said, that same downside because we are at the channel resistance as of now, right? But that was our target. So, how do we always trade? Level to level, right? We always go level to level. That's it. Obviously, like I said, I want it, yes, to just go and go and go, but we have to respect the levels, right? And the levels add up, they match up. So we get back above, we can hold, right? Then we can push back up into the gap and then possibly, go higher and fill it. But it's already it's only 120. Oh, we got an hour and a half. Oh, we're smooth then. All right, well in that case, yeah, we're no rush, no rush. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna We're gonna do this. We're gonna wait for this, and then once it bottoms out, even if it stays in here for a while, once it breaks this channel, we'll do literally what we've been doing, right? Same thing we did right here. It's literally what we did all day. We just waited. That's why I was like, bro, I'm not gonna watch this shit, bro. Somebody asked me something. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, gang. I'm not watching this shit. And then we did finally break. I got the alert of the channel breaking, but then we just kind of, break out, retest, and then we finally went. So this 15-minute channel is the same thing I'm gonna be looking for over here or over here on the 5, right? This little bull flag. So if this bull flag plays out, if it consolidates for a good amount of time, right? Or like I said, if it just goes, if it goes, we got to make sure we hold first. But ideally, you want to see it, kind of build first and then get a push towards end of day. So if it does, then we'll go that way. Are you looking so long for Monday calls with holes? Are you looking to long again for Monday's calls if it holds the 744 level and goes up? Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about right now. So we want to see this flag play out. We clearly don't want to see it go back below yesterday's high. All right. We don't want to see that because remember, you zoom out, look at your your daily chart. All right. We did break above, but you really don't want to see it close back in because if it does, then it could just be a fake out, close back below, and then we still have to watch for downside, right? So like I said, we need to wait for higher time frames. So you don't want it to close below roughly this, right? Yeah, really anything below 740, you really don't want it to. It can, like I said, it can, but we just don't want it to, right? That's not what we want. But like I say, as long as everything holds, we got a nice little cup, got a nice little handle, and then if the handle breaks out, we you know, get a huge move. Let me see. Let me see if I can find some other tickers. Y'all got any other tickers y'all want to look at? You think oh, mine didn't even see this. Was gonna ask if you have a game plan for tomorrow already. Of course. Of course. Y'all know I stay with a game plan. Play it from the Himalaya. What alerted you the move was happening? The my literal alerts, like this literal alert. But how did I know we'd pop? Why obviously you can never know that, you can never know for a fact like you're gonna get this huge move. I just figured within time we would get the move, right? Because we have this downward channel, right? Which is the cup closed, right? We got a cup closure. And mind you, this was the first key. The first key was the gap up overnight, right? I don't care about the sell off that happened before in pre market. The first thing was that we did, in fact, take out that new high. So even though this is all pre market, remember, even when I'm teaching my students, I tell them, hey, turn your extended hours on. Those candles matter as well because you can get clues, you can get context clues of what's about to happen from those levels, right? Even over here, we had a huge sell off. So when we came back up into that same area, there were sellers waiting there. So it was easy. All we had to do was look at our pre-market candles. So there's always clues in the pre-market. So pre-market, boom, we smacked yesterday's high, right? We smacked yesterday's high as soon as pre-market opened. Overnight, whatever, we might wake up, we're chopping down here. That's fine. But we know the market operates in waves, right? We know it operates in waves and legs up, legs down, legs up, right? Pullbacks, breakout, pullbacks, breakout, pullbacks, breakout, pullbacks. All we're looking for if we're going long, is this here, the pullback zone. We just got to identify wherever the higher lower is going to be set. So the main clue, like I said, we already cracked the high, so we did in fact push higher. So all we need to do is see, above our breakout level, do we set that firm higher low? So we set the firm higher low, everything looks cool, right? The 5 SMA came down, we started to hold the 5, right? Things are adding up. So we're like, cool. As long as we don't lose this low, which we never did, right? And this is why I keep telling people stop trading the 1 minute. Stop trading the one. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose 80% of the time you trade the one, right? Because it requires you to have to be so quick and you never figure out anything, right? You're like, oh well, ah, double top, I gotta go low, double bot, you know what I'm saying? So you get caught up in all these moves when you could have just zoomed out. Look at the one, we didn't do nothing, right? We bounced at our support, we held, right? We got a little hourly flag, took some time. You walk away, you set levels, I mean, you set alerts, and that's just it. It's literally that simple, and that's why I always say at the end of all my videos, keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. If this, then that. If this holds, then I'm gonna hold, right? If this holds, we should make a higher low. Why? Because we are in a bull market. So even though we get these moves, right? It seems like whatever, we got the pre-market seller, I did this and this, does not matter. as long as we're continuing the trend, right? So, like I said, if this trend we can hold this, then we should come back up here to at least that 757 and close that gap, right? But we still got to make sure this closes. Obviously, we still have, some time in the hourly candle. So yeah, if the hourly closes back below, like I said, you still have to be careful because as long as this holds, anything back here could just be a pullback. Now, if we lose this tomorrow, now we can say, okay, that firm higher low is no longer set, and then we'll have to look for a lower low. So same thing on the opposite side. So same rules apply. Both side, bear side, both side, bear side. But in our case, we want it. We're bullish. We want that shit to go up. I need these runners to give me 1,000% on bro. Yeah, it's crazy. I even drew out. Look, I even gave them. I even drew out the weekly candle, bro. This is nasty work. I drew this candle out before the market opened on Monday. Hold on. It's gonna be a mad day, sad day. Look, I drew this candle out pre-market Sunday or Monday morning. Hold on, look at this. Look at this, bro. Come on now. Come on now. Who you know drawing the weekly candle out before that shit happened? Come on now. Motherfuckers is not drawing out the weekly candle before that shit happened. They not doing that. Your guru not doing that. Your favorite trader not doing that. Favorite YouTuber not doing that. You're not doing that, gang. It's not doing it. No, I'm just messing. But no. So basically, what I was looking at for this weekly was obviously everyone thinks this is a topping candle, which it could be. Obviously, the weekly's not closed yet, so we don't know for a fact just yet. But when we have these candles, especially after a push, we don't know yet if this right here is just going to act as weekly support, right? We don't know if this was just a huge blow off top that had to cool off, right? So yes, people will be like, "Oh, this is a shooting star," and like I said, it could be if we don't set a higher high today and tomorrow, then yes, it will be. But as of now, right, the trend is our friend. So because the trend is our friend, because we're still pushing up, obviously we're gonna keep going long, right? All the dips we're gonna keep mine, and that's why I kept saying, "Hey, well, I don't really plan on shorting much. I'll take a little scalp here and there, but I would just rather buy every oversold dip, right? And every oversold dip bank, the absolute bank. So same rules apply. And like I said, if we don't, or if we do get the gap fill and we can't reclaim, and Trump says something or whatever the case may be, whatever catalyst they try to throw at us. If that's the case, then that's fine, right? Then the bull market, or not bull market, then the bull thesis would be invalidated, and we would just play the bear thesis, right? People often when they trade, they only think about the reward side and never think about the risk, right? And that's why a lot of people just they don't have the patience to stay in the trade because in their brain they're like, oh well, if this goes, I can make $5,000, right? But they never think about the downside of, how long will I have to wait for this trade? Am I willing to wait for this trade? Where am I going to stop out at if it goes wrong? You know what I'm saying? People don't go through all this stuff. So when the trade is actively going wrong, people freak out. And they're like, oh, what do I do? Like, are y'all holding? Who's holding? You know what I'm saying? They ask all these questions. You don't got to do that, right? If you go into the trade with your risk already set, then, you'll know exactly what you're risking. You'll know, hey, before I got in this trade, I said, damn, if we close below this, break below, and we start to, then I will get out, right? And then I can, even if it bounces here, I can remember you can always get back in, right? But you would rather stop the bleeding fast once your level is invalidated, right? Because all of this, it never really got invalidated. It just didn't go nowhere, right? And like I said, this is max pain. We've done it down here, right? We should be used to it by now. We did it over here, right? Absolute crazy reversal, and we did it over here. Absolutely crazy reversal, gap to new all-time high. Each one of these produced a new all-time high, right? Being patient, sitting on your hands, letting that pain kick in. So it wasn't hard to just be like, oh damn, well, I just gotta hold it, right? Because look, we've done it. We've done it multiple times. We've had that pain of sitting, waiting at the bottom. But after a while, you see it play out multiple times. You hear, oh, okay, cool, okay, all right, well, if I gotta wait, I gotta wait, right? What makes this different from any other time, right? Unless, like I said, unless it was invalidated, right? Break down, boom, we're invalidated. Now we're back below 735. Then, cool. Then we just play the downside, right? Then we wait for rejection. Boom, we play underneath, trim, trim. We take it lower to our 20, right? So we still had a game plan for either side, even though, yes, I'm personally bullish, or I'm saying, hey, I'm in calls or I'm this, this, and this. Yes, I still have a plan for either side, right? And that's what it's all about. Having a plan. You got a plan, shit, you can't never go wrong for real, for you got a plan. Stab me at my back with a clean smile. What's wrong, baby? Come here. Huh? Here, mama. Oh, come here, baby. Come here, mama. Oh, my little baby. Hey, baby. What's wrong? She's so bad. Huh? What happened? She usually yell at me when she wants some more food, but her fat ass already ate. I don't want to have her just huge. You know how people be having them huge ass cats? They just be in the crib fat. You be like, golly, cat fat. Yeah. All right. This is good. Remember, the longer it holds, the better, right? We don't want to see a level break and then it do this shit. We don't want to see it break and just instantly come back down, right? We want to see it try to hold, right? And like I said, even if it dips lower, we want to see it, not just absolutely come back down instantly. Because in that case, you get you trap people, kind of like this over here. Hold on, hold on. Right? Kind of like these over here, right? You get these little moves, but then they just instantly come back like a little trap. So same thing for the upside. You get these moves, you don't want to see it instantly come back because it could be a trap. But this is why we trim into the string. This is why we sell into the push, right? This is why we do all this to prepare for whatever comes. Because clearly we don't know, right? I can't tell you. If I did know, I'd make $1 million a day. I'd be in here making an M a day if I could just be like, oh yeah, this is this. You know what I'm saying? 100% of the time. That's not how it works, unfortunately. But yeah. So even like down here, like I said, or this move here, you got this huge pump and then the next candle came down. So you don't want to see that, right? And if you do, then we just got to sit on hand some more. Like I said, I'm personally not gonna short it because I just don't want to do that, right? I'd rather wait for possible bottom, because the trend is still up, right? And if the trend is still up, that means statistically you will make more money to the upside, right? Now, if the trend was down, you would make more money to the downside, right? You make more money on the downside because all of these moves right here, they can take forever. They can be choppy. It can be short moves. Like, yeah, you can still take them and get paid, right? But do you really want to take that chance? You know what I'm saying? Or would you rather take better risk, right? Better risk reward. So, mm, mm, mm. I got an ingrown right here on my cheek. I hate I hate the way ingrowns feel, bro. It's like under your skin, you can't even do nothing. Dang, missed the whole move. That's all good, brother. Look, it's all good because look, we possibly finna get another one. We possibly finna get another entry, probably. Yeah, we're just waiting for this to hold, right? All of this right here. Bro, you think you're sad about hold on one second. Yeah, you think you're sad about not catching it? Bro, imagine the people who actually did have the calls and just didn't hold them. That's them. I think that's worse than missing a move. That's worse than missing a move, man. I don't know how many times I've been there, bro. Like, bro, I'll tell my girl, I'll be like, bro, I'm just cut, bro. Like, especially if we're doing something around on vacation, I'll be like, man, I'm just cut, bro. I'm just cut. And then literally as soon as I cut, like before the market closes, I'm like, bro, I could have made so much money. Yeah, bro. As long as them higher time frames hold, and this is another reason why people should buy more time. Yes, zero DTs are fun. Yes, of course. Yes, they're hold on one second. I know what the? Oh, I was like, what is that flashing? But my fault. I had to help out some of my students. But yeah, bro, that's the worst when you don't hold it. But like I said, this is another reason why people should buy time, right? Zero DTs are always fun, fine and dandy, right? Zero DTs are always, oh man, I catch 1,000%, blah, blah, blah. But what do I constantly tell y'all every single day I come in here? What do I always tell y'all? The way I'm buying in this bull market is I will buy like if I'm going long, I will buy zeros, right? I will buy zeros, but only smaller position, but I'll buy time. Maybe ones, maybe twos, right? So I'll buy ones with my zeros or twos or zeros with my twos, you know what I'm saying? So that way, if we get the move, those will go quick and I can just sell them and have a cushion, right? So then, like earlier today, we caught this first pump, right? This first pump, what did it give us this morning? Was it 30% or something like that? We caught this first pump, right? We caught this first move. So on my zeros. So that way I had a little cushion. So even though this drug me down and I was sitting down, like, oh damn, this sucks. Like, it just is what it is, you gotta just walk away. Like, you know, it's just one of those, it's just, like I said, just one of those days where you're like, all right, cool. It is what it is, right? But you play time, your contracts, you don't, it's a mental thing, right? Because if you let go your zeros because you see the profit going down, you see yourself go from, let's say you bought right here, and then right here, you're still at, I mean, no, let's say you bought right here, and then it goes right here. Even better yet, let's say you bought down here and then you see it up here and that shit is still negative like 60%. You got to realize it's because you're running out of time, right? It's theta decay, time decay. So that's why zeros are just a little scarier. And if you're new, you don't need to be playing zeros for real, for real. Obviously, like I said, it's fun. You make a bunch of money faster, but you will lose a bunch of money faster. And if you don't have the stomach, or the patience to hold through that, then you'll end up cutting and then missing this play. But if you buy time, you buy 2 DTEs, then you're not stressing at all. My 2 DTEs went down. I kid you not. Oh, I sold them down. Let me see. Well, I think I go back to the quotes and see exactly what they went down to. But they didn't, bro. They didn't dip bad at all. Hold on. What's today's day? All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Let me go to the twos. Yeah, they didn't go down bad at all because, like I said, you got 2 days. Yeah. Hold on. Where are that? Don't need no flight attendant. Big Q ain't don't need no pennant. Yeah. So I bought them at what is this? 61 at absolute low. They went down to 0.42, right? Today they went absolute. That was the absolute lowest was 0.42. That was absolute low. So you know what I'm saying? That's yeah. I mean, it looks like oh man, choppy's not going nowhere. But those contracts didn't even really move, right? Because we just went sideways. The price didn't really move. But if you're in zeros, you bought up here, your contract's damn near down 70%. You know what I'm saying? 60%, you're down some bullshit just because you're in zero. So when we're in those kind of scary predicaments of where we're setting higher lows or we're setting higher highs and stuff like that, you need to kind of, be a little patient. And then once we start to get the move, that's why I said, hey, we break this, we hold this, then we can go long some more. Right. And then this was a beautiful scout back up to the gap. So you still were able to get another entry. You just had to, like I said, be patient and wait for it. You missed the first entry. I said, hey, I literally put in the chat. I said, hey, if this is gonna, continue up, it's just gonna hold previous day's close and previous day's highs. This will be your second entry, right? And like I said, I understand some people, ran out of buying power, whatever case may be. But for those who didn't, right, you got in, boom, you got a stupid fat green candle, right? Price action. Uh, I was at my daughter's graduation, so it's all good. Oh, okay, it's all good. Well, hey, at least you didn't lose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'd rather miss the whole day than to just, you know what I'm saying? Okay, bet. May I ask, how did you predict Monday chart was a bear trap? And you say you were waiting for the pump today. Any confirmation you're looking for? Thank you. All right, so Monday, Monday was a bear trap. What's today? Tuesday. Monday. Okay, cool. Look, so one main reason, right, is because two, we're in a bull market, right? First of all, so in bull markets, we set a lot of traps, right? If you go back and look at the history of the bull markets, every now and then we'll go up, boom, we'll take out a swing low, go higher, boom, go ahead and take out a swing low, go higher. You know what I'm saying? That's just how the bull market works when it comes as far as pullbacks. And we have played bear traps so many times on smaller levels, right? On smaller time frames. Obviously, bear traps are so much easier to identify on a smaller time frame because we don't have to wait that long for it, right? There's bear trap over here. This felt like forever, and this was only like an hour or two, right, for the end of the day. But how do we know it was a bear trap? Because if you look left, right, we've continuously break, retest, break, retest, break, retest. All we did was come down and take out one of the swing lows, right? So as long as we did not continue lower, right? Breakdown, retest, failure, breakdown, failure, right? Failure. It's failing to continue to go lower. So even this sweep, right? This all happened in after hours, so it didn't really matter to us. We swung, but even the sweep was just a trap. So when you're looking for traps, you're looking for the same conditions over and over and over. You're looking for recent swing lows, right? Or if you're looking for bull traps, it's vice versa, swing highs. But if you're looking for, like I said, bear traps, you're looking for recent swing lows. And where's that at? Right here, right? And look how it's damn near identical. You get the move, you do get the dip lower. You do in fact get it, but that is the trap being set, right? You do get the dip lower, trap being set, right? And then Monday, right? You did get the dip lower, trap being set. So it's just depending on certain key levels. Like we knew this was key support because if you look left, right? Look left, 735.40 was key support, right? So even though we started to consolidate, like I said, you zoom to the higher time frames, right? You look at the higher time frames, we got the close, we got the close below. Ah, damn it. Hold on. Sorry. We got the close below, but we did not get any confirmation, right? So even though we closed below this level, I know that we have bullsing down here, and we have a we have a breakout retest zone right here. So not only do we have a breakout retest zone, we know that this is bullish over here. So all we had to do was basically watch the bottom of this channel, which you know happened. Lucky enough, we had to be the bottom of the channel. So we have breakout retest zone over here to our left. We have major support over here, and then we have consolidation at this level. So a lot of times they will come down and test that level just to make sure it's good. So on that hourly close, we were like, oh, okay, cool. It closed right at a level. So all I got to do is wait for it to bottom out, right? You wait for it to bottom out, still at the bottom of the channel, and boom, breakout, retest, and then the push into close was a pretty simple confirmation because we got a nice clean breakout retest, and that's all you really ask for, man, is a nice clean move. um yeah, and then like I said, it comes with time and it comes from knowing what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what you're looking for, you're not gonna know when to identify a trap, when to identify this. But like I said, that's why I always tell all my students, like, hey, when in doubt, zoom out, look left, right? All my students know we don't care about this, right? We don't care about this. We don't care about the wicks. We don't care about nothing. We only care about the open and the close of the candles. That's it, right? That's all we look for. So the open and the close did what? Nothing. Consolidated. Where do we consolidate at? Over our level. What happened before? We got a breakout. So we got a breakout, pullback, go. Breakout, pullback, go. Breakout, pullback, go. Right? It's just how bull markets work. Breakout, you get the pullback, right? And this is why I say you never truly miss a move. Even now, if this is just a breakout, pullback, this next candle will either break out and continue, or hopefully it'll get one of these. Hopefully it doesn't just squeeze, but you'll get a breakout and then it'll test that high one last time, maybe for like 5-15 minutes, like nothing crazy. And then, like I said, we have this gap to fill. So we'll just continue to trek up until we hit that 745, 746 level. We break that. Again, same thing. Retest, boom, we close the gap. Once we close that gap, there's for sure going to be sellers up here. So we will for sure pull back first. 100%, right? We'll pull back first. But the thing is, you have to watch and see if we'll pull back first in pre-market, right? Like this, or if we get it in the normal hours. So if we do get it in pre-market, it'll be a lot easier because they'll dip it. And then at open, we can just wait for that support to hold, go long, take out the highs, and we already have our targets up here at all-time high, right? So there's always a plan. There's always a plan. You just gotta it's just a matter of you knowing what levels to look for, how to chart, how to read your charts and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm actually proud. A couple of my students actually did this all on their own. I love to see it, and that's the whole goal. That's why I teach people, so that way you don't need me, right? The goal is for you to eventually not need me, because y'all know I'm on vacation damn near every other week. So what happens all those days when I'm on vacation, right? Are you just not gonna make no money? No, it's not how it works. You got to be able to do this on your own. So that's why I love to teach. That's why I'm telling y'all all this information, giving y'all this free game, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be here forever. You know what I'm saying? And y'all might not follow me forever. I might quit YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I might just get rich and tuck off. You never know. So you still want to have that skill, and yeah, you want to be able to do this for the rest of your life every day. So like I always say, there's always gonna be a move. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of waiting for the setup, being patient for it. So this today we only really had that one setup. It just took some time to play out, right? That's all it was. And we got our 4 hour higher low, right? Look at the 4 hour. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Right? This used to be old resistance. This line, that's why it's there. This was old resistance for once, right? And then we played around with it. We did a little inverse head and shoulders off of it, and we pushed up. So we turned it into support. That's why the first time we tested it, we bounced because there was already buyers down there. So even though we went lower, right, we're just testing other levels, and it's just okay because we're zooming out. We're looking at a daily pullback, right? We're not looking at a daily trend change, right? The only way we get a daily trend change is if the daily candles start to make lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. That did not happen. All we had was a pullback after this humongosaurus ass push, right? Which made sense. Even over here, we consolidated for what was it, a couple about 2 weeks or something like that. But it was fine because it gave us a range. So we knew once we broke out of the range, as long as we retested it, held it, boom, break out, retest again, next leg, break out, retest again, next leg, right? And we just keep going until we finally got a little trap, right? And this is literally the same exact, bull trap pattern I keep showing y'all, right? Boom, you take out one of the little swing highs, and if it doesn't go lower, it's gonna feel like pain, and then it'll squeeze out of nowhere. So then once it sets that higher low, which is what this is, when it sets that higher low, all we gotta look for is boom, take out that high. Now, whether it rolls, right? Because we still got to see if it's going to continue the trend and take out all-time highs. So it still can possibly roll, right? Either way it goes. But like I said, we play level to level, day by day, level by level. That's all we care about. Even if tomorrow the shit go down to 7:30, we do not care. Why? Because we'll catch it, right? We'll be in it. We're not doing nothing crazy, right? We're not, oh man, it's if it doesn't go up, that's it. No, we still have game plans, right, for either side. So even if this closes back below and tomorrow it just can't hold again and it rolls back down, fine, right? We'll either see if it just stays above this for a double bottom higher low, right? Or if we do crack, right? Finally come down to that 735 and see if we set the daily low or high, right? And then maybe, continue on the trend, but it doesn't matter because we'll be there to catch it. You feel what I'm saying? It's never gonna catch us off guard. It's never gonna be like a, oh man, what was that? Yeah, I mean, under the pump, obviously we know it's gonna go that fast, but we had our reasons for why it should, go. So, and that's all you can do. That's all you can do is make your levels and let that shit play out. I always tell my some of my guys like, hey, bro, the market gonna do whatever they want to do, regardless of how you feel, right? The market don't care about, oh man, I'm in zero DTEs, bro. Why won't this thing go? The market don't care about that, right? Oh look, I didn't even peep this inverse head and shoulder. Oh wait, I didn't peep that. But yeah, the market don't care about how you feel about, you know what I'm saying? So the best thing you can do is protect yourself against the market. And you protect yourself by buying time, right? By watching your levels, by understanding your levels, by understanding your charts, right? And this is why we took so much profit off up here. This is why we told us, we had said, damn, this is our target, so we're gonna take it. And even if it runs, so be it, we'll get back in. Because we know, look, you look left, what happened last time we came up here? Right? All these sellers stacked up here. What happened in pre-market when we came up here? All these sellers stacked up here. So of course, when the market is open, some of those sell orders are going to get filled, right? Not to say that it won't go higher, right? Because we still have to wait for a test and wait for a candle close. But initially, the first test will always be the exact same thing if you look left. And that's why we knew to buy calls down here. First try. V bottom. Bink right off the top, right? It was that simple. Sometimes you gotta just, you just gotta, like I said, not sometimes, all the time. You just gotta trust the charts, trust the play, right? And it was frustrating, like I said, it's frustrating, but this is why you go do other stuff. You walk around, you go hoop, you know what I'm saying? You go, I don't know, you take a nap, watch your TV. That's what I was doing. I was literally catching up on the boys because I'm like, if I keep watching this and everybody's like, oh, it's choppy, I'm down, blah, blah, blah. If I keep watching everybody talk about this, it'll mess my head up in the play. So I'm like, I'm not gonna let y'all mess my play up. So I'm just gonna watch TV. So bro hit me. He was like, "You gonna lie today?" I was like, "Not if we don't move. Hell no. I'm not gonna sit here and be like." Because then every candle you're rethinking, right? Every candle you're like, oh damn, well damn, I should get out. We just broke low day. I mean, yeah, we did, but look where we closed. Oh, we went low again. Where do we close? Where do we close? Who cares about these wicks? Where do we close? Right? Day before, who cares about these wicks? Where did we close? This is how I got calls at this absolute open of this candle, right? Because we don't care about the wicks. We only care about where the candles open and close. So in order for you to do that, you have to wait. You have to zoom out. You have to zoom out, right? If you're doing anything else, you're freaking out. You're gonna go to the one. Let me go to the five. Then your picture gets all blurry, right? Because what the fuck is this? What the hell is this? Right? You can't trade this. This is nothing. So you have to protect yourself against psyching yourself out. The levels are the only thing that matter. Either they hold or they don't. Either they break or they're support, right? That's it's only two. It's either support or it's resistance. So your best bet is to just buy at whatever side. If you're looking for puts, you buy into the, resistance. If you're looking for longs, you buy into the support, right? You don't short into the support. You don't long into the resistance, right? You wait for it to set and then flip, you know what I'm saying? And you play like that. So yeah, I ain't even people just ever saying shorter though. Shit. That shit was clutch. I ain't gonna lie. And then look, boom. Damn. I didn't even see. But yeah, so we got our first test of that high. So we got 7 minutes left on this candle. We'll see how it closes. Oh, we see. Look, and this is why I said you got to be patient. You don't want to just buy every green candle. Ooh, damn. I know somebody in some puts right now. And this is what I said. Look, you can either wait to buy calls of support, or you could have waited to buy some shorts into resistance. Right? Either way, initial reactions, as long as the levels hold, as long as they do what they do, you bank on either side. Right? So this is why we're not in any more positions. That's why I said, hey, we're just waiting. We'll wait, and then if it holds, we'll go. If not, it won't. It's that simple. It doesn't matter what we feel. It don't matter if we wanted to or I needed to. It just don't matter, bro. None of that matters. So yeah, now we're getting the true test of the previous high of day, and now we need to truly test previous day's close. Now, like I said, we lose both of those, then this it's gonna kind of look like this, and you don't want that if you're a bull, right? If you messed up or you bought in too late up here, be careful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be careful because like I said, you don't need, I mean, you don't have confirmation until you break out, retest, and you clear the breakout, and then you test it like that, right? That's the only way you get confirmation. This is not confirmation. This is not confirmation. This isn't even confirmation to the downside yet, right? Because one, we haven't closed and we haven't got a retest. So if we do close below, we're gonna need a retest, right? Some sort of higher low to be set. And then you can possibly look for it to come right back down to the exact same range. You know who I feel bad for? Not the people who bought and sold, but there's somebody out there who bought down here, is busy right now at work or something, and their shit's probably about to go back to break even. I know somebody out there is about to be sick. Bro, one time I was in what was it? I don't remember what it was. It was something. Me and Clutch were in something, and I was like, "Hey, I'm getting tired." So I'm like, "All right, I'm just lay down. Like, hit me if it does anything crazy." Bro, I was asleep. I missed like 500%. By the time I woke up, I was only up like 60%, and I could see my portfolio on Robinhood at the time. I was using Robinhood at the time. I could see my portfolio had this huge like green pump, and that shit came right back down. Bro, I was sick, bro. I think that's worse. I think that's worse. Actually getting the move and not selling in time, I think that's way worse. That's way worse. Damn, look, see, look, that's crazy. Right back down. See, that's why I said you don't want to see if you're bullish. And that's why I said we gotta wait for those entries. Think about how many people bought in crazy at this top, right? A lot of people. Oh man, well, we about to go, we about to go. Smacked. Did we? No, we didn't. Because why? I said we have to wait for the candles to close, unfortunately, right? And this is getting exactly what I said. You got to be careful for down here, right? So see how easy it is when you actually know what you're looking for and you have a game plan. Very simple, right? Literally that simple. And like I said, even if it comes down here, shit, we don't know if this is gonna be a breakout, retest, and roll higher. We don't know. We don't know what the hell Trump's talking about. They do this shit every day. Exactly. And then also knowing that they've done this every day in this consolidation, it's also another reason why you should take your profit quickly. You buy oversold dips, you sell into the rips, right? Buy into the support, sell into the resistance, right? And that's why I said you can play either way. All this week you could have played either way. You could have bought resist puts up here, right? We caught puts Friday on live, and this I was sick because they wouldn't let me fill contracts. But yeah, puts up here. I didn't catch these puts. I waited for these calls and these calls, right? Again, I waited for these calls. I didn't catch these puts. Caught these calls. I caught a little scalp off these puts. And then I caught a little put scalp over here. I ain't gonna lie. But you feel what I'm saying? Like you find what your plan is and you do that because the market can, the whole point of options trading, we can make money on either side. So there's never just one correct game plan. This is why I said I always give you guys different plans. I give you guys the bull case, give you guys the bear case. So that way it's just not like, oh, it break retest and that's it, we go. Because what happens when you're play, like I said, people don't think about the risk, they only think about the reward. Of course, like I said, we would want it to go, we get back in above here and be at 750 tomorrow. Of course, it'd be the easiest play ever because it's just going up. It's always easy. And especially in bull markets, always easy as hell. You just You buy every dip. You study the charts. You buy where the dips are. But yeah, you still gotta have a plan for either way. And look where we are, back below. Wah 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 wah. You don't want to see that, right? Not for bulls, but this is good for bears. So if we get a retest in this zone, then we might be able to take some end of day shorts, right? Because if this goes low at day, that'd be crazy. And remember, look what I said. Look what I just said. Hold on, what did I just say? I said, hey, be careful because we're inside this daily candle. You do not want to see it come back in. Now look at it. Gotcha. Gotcha. We're still about 740, so I mean it's not end of the world, but this is what I said you do not want to see for those daily inside daily candles. Mm. Damn, bro, we should have got a couple. I should have got a couple puts while I was teaching y'all. Shit. I'm over here telling y'all like, yeah, you gotta watch this zone. Yeah, see, look, right into our profit taking zone. You can't make this shit up, man. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't fall asleep. Imagine, bro. Imagine, bro. Imagine the people who they're about to wake up right now or about to look at their phone and be like, what the hell? Hell no, bro. Oh my God, I'd throw up. But give me a ration. Ain't fucking with the eggs. Got me heated. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Right, cool. So now look, now that second scenario I was talking about, right? About this lower high, right? Now this is possibly being validated right now. So in this case, right, like I said, if this is a lower high, then how will we know? Then it's going to clear the low from today. Maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow because we're only at an hour left. If it does do it today, then yeah, it's absolutely cooked. But tomorrow, right, it might try to get back down below, right? If it does get back below, then you can watch, right, break down and retest. Then you can watch for, still could be a higher low, right? Still could be a higher low because, like I said, we're not really going anywhere still, right? You zoom out to the 4 hour, we're still kind of in this range, right? We're not. It's not like we broke out crazy. No, I mean we're still kind of inside of this. What is it since the 7th? So about the 10-day range, which is fine. Like I said, it's still fine, right? But this still could just be another higher low, right? We only care about the close, right? So perfect. Let me show you what I thought. My shit. Hey, nah, if they give us another entry right here, that'd be crazy. How about Bentley Snow? Yeah. All right, look where we came. Look where we came. Hold on. Previous day's highs, previous day's close. Right? You reject the zone, you're gonna roll back down. If you hold the zone, get back above, there's the pullback, some profit taking. I'm start putting it on my. I'm gonna start putting broke odds on shots. Who went to take a shit? Market took a shit. Yeah, it's gotta be. Bro, it's gotta be pain, gang. I'm getting thirsty, bro. I'm getting kind of hungry, bro. I was like, bro, this thing. I'm like, bro, this shit better. Oh, God, taking forever. My girl was like, "Is there any hope it goes out back to high of day?" Because I was telling her, I was like, "Bro, we're just waiting for it to move. It's just not going nowhere." And she was like, "Is there any chance we go back to high day?" I said, "Shit, yeah. If Trump say something." And then Trump says so. Ah, hips, bro. This is sucks. Making money, having a good day, and then you realize you still got to take finals. Like, bro, what am I doing? What am I doing, bro? Bought a Verka to win, bought a. All right, yeah. So let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah. So now same zones, right? Series stays high, series stays closed. This holds, bang, right back up. So this it would be, not too bad of a place for a possible further out dip buy, right? If this closes back above, holds that zone, then you possibly get a little reentry. Card and send on the bro. Every time my school emails me, my stomach start hurting. Cause I'd be like, bro, I forgot my assignment. I'm like, damn, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do this. Ah! Yeah, so you wait for this to close. Remember, we don't get caught in traps. We do not get caught in traps. A lot of people get caught in traps. Why? Because they don't wait for the candle to close. All right. You don't want to be that person. What was it? Which day was it? Hold on. It was I can't remember exactly which day it was. But I told everybody, oh, wait, no, it was right here. Right here. I said, hey, this close looks good, but we still got to get back above this level and close above this. So even though this pump looked fire, right? Bullish engulfing, look what it did. Smack all the way back lower, right? Because remember, we're below the level. So anything that breaks down, retest, has that possibility of continuing, which is basically what this is. Break down, retest, continuation. All right. So you got to be careful of just trying to get in too quick just because you see a candle look good, right? We need this bitch to push, right? Actually push back above the whole zone, right? You need that shit above the whole zone. So if you did want to have a starter, I'm sorry now, sorry. So if you did want to have a starter position, right? You trade off the 15, off the 15. Oh, I trade off the 30, the hourly, the 4 hour, the higher the better. But you got to know what you're looking at. So you got to look at, you got to look at your other time frames too, right? You got to look at the 30, you got to look at the 15. Bro, I need to hurry. I've been using this free trading view, bro, for like 6 months. So I had canceled it so I could use the I was waiting for the y'all know how trading view be doing like the 70% off specials if you pay for the whole year. So I was just waiting for the big premium package. I was gonna pay for it the whole year. And then I missed it. And then I was like, okay, well I'll catch it Easter. Then I missed that shit again. So yeah, I've been using the free version of trading view. It's funny as hell because whenever I'm teaching people, I'm going live and shit like that, a little thing will pop up. And people will be like, "You using the free version?" I'm like, relax. You don't need to pay for the premium version. Yes, it's more, convenient because I can have alerts, I can have split screen, I can do all this. And I will. I'm just waiting for that. That's 70% off, bro. Yeah, that shit is a good deal. You pay like $300, you be good for the whole year. But I was getting smacked like 50, $60 a month. I'm like, God damn, what the hell they hit me for? I forgot it was this shit. Like, fuck. You know how Apple just be hitting you for stupid shit? You'd be like, Apple randomly on a Tuesday night. You're like, Apple, $85. Well, yeah, it's looking good so far. Back above that previous high. So if you wanted to start scaling into calls, like I said, I would avoid zeros. Avoid zeros, remember? Because you don't want to be just doing shit. I'd probably go like 2 days out. 2 days out, 750. Let me see. Why does it keep making me log in every fucking time? Oh, wait, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. Right? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. All right, yeah. So tomorrow's Friday. Let me see. Where's that gap close at? 748, right? So if we do get this close, right? We get the close, you could, if we get the close, you can start to push back up. You could try to scale into some 748s for tomorrow. But like I said, we only got about 40 minutes left. So it just it's a risk. So you would obviously want to go higher out. But yeah, if we get that close back above, and we don't just initially flush back down, right? So you gotta wait for these candles. But we're running out of runway, we're running out of time. So, obviously your best case is always sitting on hands. Cash is always a position too, right? Never forget that. Um, but yeah, 748 for tomorrow are only $50. So, if you did want to scale, that's up to you. But yeah, I just wait for like I said, if you're up, you're green for the day, bro. You don't want to just be taking risk just to fucking take the risk, right? Because like I said, you're never gonna miss the trade, right? Whether you get in right here, let's say you get in right here and it just goes. I mean, yeah, what? So be it, right? But you gotta remember, always remember your risk. The reward is always infinite money, right? But what's your risk? You got to remember, hello, we have all this down here, right? We have the 5 day. You got to remember, we got a huge red candle break down. This could just be a retest, right? So you got to remember your risk. Reward always looks good. It's always easy to be like, oh, bro, we buy right here. Tomorrow we go all the way up here. Yeah, it's always easy, but you got to remember, okay, cool. Let's say you did. Cat got random shit around. But yeah, if you did want to, start a position, I would suggest just that, starting a position. Right? I wouldn't say, oh, I'll just buy in, right? Especially now when the candle's open. What did you draw the purple zone off of? Damn, I got my foot. Ah, I just got a crazy cramp in my foot. What did you draw the purple zone off of? Purple zone, purple zone. Oh, that's previous day's high and previous day's close, right? So those things need to hold, right? They have to hold. Because if we can't hold yesterday's high, then we're just back inside the range, right? And let's say we can't, then what do you have, right? You have a possibility for a head and shoulders to continue lower, and the market be doing weird shit overnight, so you wouldn't want to just go blindly into that. Dang, bro. Oh, I have the craziest cramp on my foot. I need some shoes. Oh, dang it. I need to get a massage. That's what I need. Fucking stressed. I hate school. I ain't gonna lie. Uh, I need to get like a little a golf ball, bro. Bite a lemon. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that actually. I'm gonna try that. Let you hear me talk about finding some money. As soon as I found that, I flipped that. Oh yeah, but what I was saying is, if you did, wanted to try positions, you would want to scale, right? So let's say you were like, all right, this is my game plan. I'm doing this, right? You still would want to, okay. You don't want to just remember, you don't want to just full size in, because yes, high up here is pretty high. So obviously we can probably do that today. But if you want to get a starter, right, you can buy like a fourth of your position. Let's say you only buy 4 contracts at a time. You can buy one now, right? You get the break, you get the retail, okay, you can buy another one. And then you just get the push, okay, maybe you can buy another one. And then when we clear it, close above, okay, then maybe you could, buy your last contract. Because remember, you can always get back in, right? It makes more sense to add into your winning position versus adding into a losing position, right? If the market is going against you, let's say somebody's inputs and they see the market do this and they keep adding into the winners, hoping that it rolls over. That's dumb as hell, right? But if it's pushing with you, then you can just keep adding if you have time, right? You can keep adding, especially if you already have a target in mind. So in this case, let's say I bought all the way down here and I was swinging. I had like 2 weeks out or some shit, right? I could buy, I could buy some more, right? I could buy some more, and I can keep building this position because my target was this gap, right? So you can always add it. It's always better to add into your winners versus trying to average down on a losing position because you just throwing money into the furnace. You know what I'm saying? You just like, fuck it here. Take my money. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to be that person, man. Just take my money. Take my fucking money. Yeah, see that shit already pushing. We got an hour left too. Hi. What's your name? Up in the middle of my plate. 4 minutes left till this closes. Why did I do that every time? I gotta change my all my little shortcuts. I don't be knowing this shit, dude. All right, yeah. Oof. I wish it was a little closer. I'd do a 0 DTE SPX, but we're going to refrain from doing that. But it's looking good, right? We get to close above. Step 1, retest. Step 2, push. Step 3, right off the map. Once I hit him with the whole 100 round, young Glock in it with my Glock. He want to play it, then his bitch going down. All right, cool. So look what we did. We are now back above where previous day's high. Ding 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 ding. Right. So now, right there, previous day's high. Make it right. Just like an anaconda. Just like a right. So this is all you have to do is watch this right here. You got 3 minutes left, right? You need this to break and hold, right? You need it to hold. Even if it closes below, right? You need to watch the candles actively as they're moving, right? So the close over would be first step. The next one would be the opening candle starting to at least get a little retest tap and then continue to push back up into the gap, right? Because we still got the gap. We still got the gap to fill. Hold on. Gotta adjust it. Young in the club with my glove. Yeah, so we still got the gap. Remember, the gap's still there. So it ain't filled yet. It's just a partial fill. So if we do take out the full gap, we at least need this to hold, right? Until the close. And then maybe into the close, they push us further. And then we gap up, whatever the case may be. But yeah, you got to be ready for either side, whatever the case may be. And going away to Jay's, yeah. My boy gonna get a license plate that says SPX DGen. Hell nah. Look, I can't put that type of shit on the car because I feel like motherfuckers that know I trade. You know, I don't want, motherfuckers know you trade. Motherfuckers try to rob your ass. Be like, oh, this motherfucker a trader. And he got a nice whip. Yeah. Hawk him down. Young Jock in the club with my Glock. Yeah, so if we do all this, yeah, like I said, you can probably scale into one, maybe twos. Twos are always gonna be safe, right? Because if you do get a gap down, the twos won't hurt as bad. Ones will still probably hurt, but if you gap up, you'll still be able to make some bread. Yeah. So like I said, the two DTEs, 450s, I think there's only a buck. Yeah, two DT. Okay, so Mondays. Yeah, Mondays contracts are only a buck. The cost for money they're only a buck. Buckarooski. Yeah, we got that weekly close tomorrow. That shit gonna be man, that shit either gonna just new all-time high, close at the highs, or it's gonna have one of them huge ass. Ah, oh, my arm. Monday is closed, no? Is it? Whenever May 26th is, that's whatever that 3DT is. Oh, it's a holiday. That's why they're more expensive. I was like, hey, what expensive? Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, that's why, because it says 5DTE, but I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even think. Oh, Monday's closed. Ooh, thank y'all for reminding me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Monday closed. Oh, for shit show. Memorial. I will be in Miami. I will be in Miami. But I'll still be trading, I'll still be live with y'all. Um, but just not, not like this. I ain't just gonna be in here just kicking it. Kikiing, we'll catch some trades and we'll get off. And that'll be that, And you should too. You catch some money, close the fucking laptop, walk away, right? Don't just be on after I get off trying to, oh, let me catch one more. Let me catch, right? Motherfucker be up $420. Be like, I need 80 more. Get a flat 500. Next thing you know, you're down a band. You like, what the fuck? What's wrong, my mom? Oh, you want some Shake Shack, man. All right, so it's looking good so far. Candle's looking good to close. 18 seconds left, looking pretty good. So, yeah. Let me see. I could take a nice little a starter on tomorrow's contracts. What are they at? 749s are only $45. Let me see. Yeah, it's not too bad. Huh? Ooh, excuse me. Uh, Not a lot. Uh, all right, yeah, nice. All right, they're already at 50. Bing! Bitch is already green, baby. Bitch is already green. Green bean. So now, like I said, you just basically wait to see, if you get the retest and it holds, the next candle has to hold. Because remember, this candle can still do this, right? So we're not full position, nothing like that. But the thing is, you would rather it go without you on a quarter position size than to full size and it go against you. You know what I'm saying? So besides, we already made some money today. We're already up, right? We already have some green swings. So to get into another position, you have to make sure that your sizing is appropriate for not only your account, but according to your profit margins, right? If you're up 500 on the day, you're not gonna go put a $500 swing on. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense, right? You up 500 for the day, you probably put like 100, maybe 50, right? Start with 50, maybe buy a 50 call if this holds, right? We push back over, cool, maybe buy another one, and then you just let them go. You sell the one that you bought down here, sell it right there. Leave your runner, possibly fill the gap or whatever the case may be, right? So you got to make sure that you're actively managing your positions, um, with a game plan, not just buy a bunch and then sell real quick, right? Because a lot of people just buy a shit ton real quick and sell real quick. That can only last you for so long, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Now, if you know what you're doing, like I said, hey, more power to you, right? Everybody has their own game plan. But if you're new or you haven't quite figured it out, if you just full size right now, and then you get a pullback and you're down 15%, you're gonna freak out. You go, oh, it's going against me. Oh man, it's going against. You stop out, you freak out, you do all that shit. But if you buy a smaller size with more time, right? Even if it does come back here, you're probably down 5%, 10% maybe, versus trying to just full size. Because if you get $1,000 worth of contracts and you're down 20%, you're gonna be like, fuck, I'm down 200. But if you start small and you scale, you be like, oh, I just bought one contract. I'm only down $10, right? I'm only down $20. So that way, and then you'll ease into it. So eventually you stop worrying about the money, right? Eventually, you just gotta, man, well, fuck it, it is what it is. But eventually that'll come with it. But until you reach that point of not stressing, right? You got to kind of put things in place to keep yourself, right? Protect yourself. You got to protect yourself. Ah, look where we are. Little liquidity grab. Well, well, well. My. So yeah, same levels. Waiting for this to break. And look, this is what I called, right? I said, hey, we want to wait for it. If it does go, wait. But as long as we can clear this flag, we'll go, right? Liquidity grabs and all that. Who cares? This is just a test of what? Previous day's high and previous day's close. So if we cannot clear, we'll just roll back in, all right? We'll roll back down. But like I said, when you're in a position, you don't really have to stress it, right? You know what your levels are, right? You know what you're looking for. You know when to trim. You know what your targets are, right? You all of this. You need to have this game plan before you get in, right? So even if it goes against you, you're not panicking, right? Because you already had a game plan. Ah, damn. Well, if we do break back below, right? We close below 70. Okay, cool. I want full size, right? But if you got a starter, right? You got a starter, right? You're not really tripping because even if it comes down here and then goes, you like, okay, cool. I can full size over here, right? Bro, why is this shit so dark? When they say doing all this, there we go. I can't see, but yeah, you feel what I'm saying. So you rather, you know, tomorrow probably gonna be slow. Or are you gonna trade tomorrow? Shit, if we get a move, if we get a move, hell yeah, you'll see me. But yeah. So all we're doing now, like I said, in between the zone, just waiting for it. Right, we clear it. Then the measure move from here to here. Oh shit, hold on. Oh, crazy. All right, this measured move will be this measured move, right? If we break target one, will be right smack in the middle. So if this range recovers, right, it has to break up, retest, hold. Then if we hold, then it goes, right? Because if not, this is just a range rotation, then it's just going to, right, chop, 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 chop in here. We'll either break down, retest from here, right? You could break down right here and then go, right? There's a lot of stuff you could do. So the best case is just to wait for it to break, right? You wait for it to break the zone. Yeah, wait for it to break the zone, right? And then we can full size, right? Because if that doesn't play out, no harm, no foul, right? Game plan didn't play out, don't worry about it. You only want to take the trade if the game plan. It's crazy because saying it out loud sounds like it's common sense, but people still will try. They will only see one thing, right? They'll only look at this and be like, yeah, it's gotta go. And then when it doesn't, they're like, shit, and they're just sitting there watching their money burn. So you gotta have game plan, can't be biased to either side. Trend is our friend. Yes, of course, absolutely, trend is our friend. But and another reason too. Look, it's where we bounced off of. Hold on. And this if we do close back below this, be a little bit more scarier. But hold on. I think I have an empty chart with all this shit on it. No, not this one. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all something. Right? Because remember, below this level, this shit can still bust back down. So wait for that shit to clear. Then we can add in. Right? We'll get a full position then at that point if we can get the clearance. Hold on, let me show y'all something real quick. That guy look like a god name. There we go. Found it. I know that there. Look at. Oh wait, let me get rid of all this shit real quick. And blah 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 blah. Oh. All right, look. Oh wait, hold on. I hate when you draw something and it moves. I don't know why it does that. All right, yeah. Look, see, multi-year trend line. Sell from here. Pink. Sell from here. This time we actually broke above that shit, right? We actually broke above that shit, and now we're holding it, right? Look where we just bounced off of exactly. Oh my god, this shit crazy, twin. Bro, look at this. I wish I could make this line bigger, bro. If this holds, we're going to new all-time high, right? Obviously, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday, whatever day. But if this holds and we start to push higher, we should come out and take the highs, right? Because this is a multi-year trend line. Multi-year. December 2024, October 2025, April, May 2026, right? And we actually got a blow off top into it, right? Straight blew that shit out. We got the initial reaction or initial rejection, blew off top, right? So this is gonna be very key, very pivotal. And that's why it took us so long, because we're battling all these, we're battling this yearly level, multi-day level. You know what I'm saying? It shit takes time. And that's why I tell y'all, you need to have a game plan and zoom out to the higher time frames. The higher time frames are your friend. They're your friends, right? Patience is your friend. But motherfuckers be like, nah, fuck that. Patience? Hardly know her. Fuck no. But you got to, man. If you want to survive in this game, you got to be patient. You got to. Yeah, so we already know what this is. Ooh, gay. I fell. Gap. Damn. Gap. Right. So we know there's a gap up here. So that's the only thing we really have as far as upper targets, right? Because above this, that shit blue sky territory. We ain't got shit to do at that point. Yeah, low key. Hold on. I have to do a little send. Text a message. I don't know the number. Person on these niggas every time. We need to put in a parlay while we wait for this. And shout out with escape plans. 20 bands. Rain dance. We could make plans. 5 minutes. Right. We're still above this. So that's good for now. Right. It's not the best in the world, but it's good for now. Right. Previous days high, previous days closed. As long as we can close above that, I'll swing. All right. If not, not doing it. Not doing it. Like I said, I would rather have that shit go without us than to risk and be like, well, I hope it gaps up. And then the next day, your ass down here. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about risk reward. So yeah. If, big if, big if we close above this, right? We gotta close above previous days closing, previous days high. We close back down here? Absolutely not. No. I won't add. I won't do anything. I won't add. I won't swing. Nothing. I'll just take that shit off the table. But if we close above it, anywhere above previous day's close, or I guess you know what? I'll give it 740, 80. That's what I'll give it. I'll give it right here because that's where that trend line is. We close above the trend line. I'll give it. I'll swing a couple. But obviously, I'm still not adding in, right? I still just have my starters because we still haven't broken this yet. This is what I want to see for the ad, right? I want to add in here, right? No ads now because you're still underneath the zone, right? Like I said, this could all just be a breakdown, retest, and in the last 30 minutes of the day, right? Fucking absolutely dump. If it does though, shit, that'll be fun. We'll catch a little SPX. I got a little mind power tucked off for a little SPX. You know what I'm saying? And take some crazy pump. My pants with the chain. Straight. Yeah, you really can just set alert, man. Set alert about that shit. That no she'll break out. You get it back above, cool. Step one, right? If not, leave that shit alone. And this is what I mean by not forcing shit. Yeah, look, this is where I left off. This is where I left off. I was like, I already knew. I said, bro, this shit can take forever. Once I seen we're in the inside candle, I said, oh man, it's just gonna take forever. So this is when I just walked off and my shit didn't even lock back in. Now look at us. Look at us now, baby. Right here. I said, I seen that little beep. I said, hold on. Something's up. Something's up. Something's not right. And yeah, thankfully it played out. It could very well not have, right? And then I would have to just eat that L. And that's like I said, it's just part of the game. Can't stress about it. Can't think about it the next day. It's just what it is. Be like, oh, fuck it. Damn, I lost. What can you do? But yeah, whew, thankfully we didn't. That's so crazy how it literally came back. While I was talking, I was like, shit, come back here and retest. They really are fucking with y'all, bro. They really are fucking with y'all. That's crazy, bro. They gonna just play in our face like that game. We gonna let them play in our face, Tony? We gonna let them just sit here and just keep playing in our face. But yeah, right. Like I said, we already know. We know the market's rigged, manipulated. We know all that shit. We know all that, right? But we just use it to our advantage, right? We know certain things are manipulated. We know certain levels need to be taken out. We know about liquidity. We know about this. We know about this. We know about those things, right? So it is what it is. Yeah, we're still holding that upper zone until we start to break down. This is my multi-month trend line channel, right? Look where we are. We bottomed out. We topped out up here, right? In our yellow zone at the gate outside. When they pull up, they give me loot. Yeah. Bought calls down here, right? Playing calls all the way up. Even we had this upper resistance band right here. Broke out. We tested that. That's why I said if we just can't recover, we can't reclaim this, and then tomorrow we do fail back below, then I will over time be targeting the 720s, right? Low 720s, 725 to 721 ish, right? We got a gap close down there as well. So if this does not hold tomorrow, let's say Friday, it just says fuck it, right? We just absolutely sell off. Then over the next couple of weeks, I'll look for, a pullback, whether it be a quick one, right? Or whether it be like the pullback we just got, right? That shit did this. That shit was painful, bro. But when you recognize what it is and you look left, you see we had this huge move. So eventually, once we pop, break, retest, and then you get a move like today, or you get a random squeeze, or it seems random, but it's not random. It's just price action, right? Yeah, and that's why I was like, well, we'll probably get something. Like we'll get some sort of news or some sort of candle. Because I already knew. I already knew it would be some bullshit that they give us the move. Because there was no reason for them to not give us the move based upon charts already. So once I seen that little pop, I said, well, here we go. So yeah, what I do want to see though, for even better confirmation, is if we can close up here at the highs. That'd be a nice confirmation. We got 30 minutes left, so obviously, we'll let it play out. But if we can close here at the highs, then oh man, hold this overnight tomorrow, push back up. That'll be new all-time highs, right? And then possibly, keep going up. Yeah, you just don't want to see it roll tomorrow, right? Let's say we get the gap fill. You don't want to see the gap fill and then roll tomorrow. We want to see the gap close, right? And get a pullback, of course. You'll get a pullback. But as long as we can just remember, we can just keep making higher lows, right? Then you just buy every dip, higher lows, right? Higher lows. So as we want to see, that would be fun, right? That'd be ideal. That'd be great, splendid. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go take a little water break, bathroom break. I gotta check my phone. As y'all know, this is my phone. This is not a webcam. This is my phone camera. But you know the Macs, you can just like open up your whatever you're using, and then it'll ask you what camera you want to use. It'll be like, you want to use your phone I just figured all this out. I did not know that shit. So now instead of me buying a webcam, I was like, bro, I can just use my phone. And then we got this one. No, yeah, this is just the trading phone. But yeah, I gotta check my actual phone. Text my girl back and shit like that. So yeah, I'm gonna pause this real quick. I'm not going anywhere. I just gotta pause it so I can take it off real quick. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna leave it on. Right, still got alert set. So I will be right back. But I just gotta go use bathroom. Call her real quick, and then I'll be right back. Enjoy the song selection while I wait. And this is probably gonna get me flagged yet again. They stay flagging my shit, bro. They'd be like, "Oh, this one did not work because you were listening to it." I'm like, let me vibe, bro. Let me catch a vibe. Turn it down. God forbid you catch a little vibe, man. Yeah, I'll leave this on. I'll be right back. Biggest the what? Biggest the what? Terrible, just like a 2-year-old. All right, I'm gonna say one more back. Good. All righty. All right. That ain't it. Shit, garbage. There you go. I have a whole stand for it, but I choose to use this instead. Why? No clue. I feel like I guess. Eh, there we go. All right. Ain't shit happened so far. Nothing. We're in a little push though, so that's good. Holding. Still not above that level, right? Still not above it. 239. All right, 240. Yeah, they just did they just screwed all the 0 DTE users on Robinhood. You know, Robinhood's they closed you out at 230. I don't know. Hold on. This is crazy. Hold on. I posted this on Twitter too. Hold on, I smooth forgot about this. This was last night at 11:07 p.m. Oh, it's meant for my birthday. I said another reason I still lean bullish so far is that you could make an argument that the right shoulder has already played out and failed. I said, think about it. Everyone sees his head and shoulder. Yes, we could get it, but it would be so easy that it's scary. Right. So today, that's why I'm like, bro, yeah, this dump would have been too easy. Right. Look at this. This is the easiest head and shoulder I think I've ever seen in my life. Right. That is the easiest head and shoulder I've ever seen in my entire life. That's too easy, right? Everybody sees it. And we always see head and shoulders and validate all the time on higher time frames. So when you zoom out, right? Remember, when in doubt, zoom out. If you zoom out and look at the higher time frames, that's why I said you could make an argument that it already got a shoulder here, or even this one, right? that you already got an attempt at a right shoulder and you already got an attempt at it trying to break lower. Remember, basically what we did over here, but on a bigger time frame. So this is why we went long, because we said, hey, this same trap that's on the smaller time frame is the exact same thing as the higher time frame, right? We just don't panic about it. You just don't freak out. It's just gonna take some more time. So once we identified that, that's why I said, hey, we're catching one move a day, maybe two, and just sitting on hands. You feel what I'm saying? Just waiting for something to play out. Cost price broke out. Let's squeeze it. Fine, man. Yes, go. Fucking man. Right? Look, see, still can't get back above. So if they slam it, it's gonna come all the way back down, right? Right back down here. Shit, y'all know what time it is, man. Hold on. Where's my SPX chart? Uh, Yeah, we might have to take some we might have to take some just patrolling the block. Oh, not my mod in here. Y'all gotta tighten up my mod in here. QP. QP ski. What is that? 7-4-3. Let's see. Let's see. We got 17 minutes left. Let's see if we can find us a cheap end of day SPX lotto. Oh, my mic probably loud as hell. All right. Got one on my. All right. Where's that at? Hold on. I'm just trying to see how much these cost. I'm not buying them right now. 32. Okay, so these are $70. And then for a push to high, those would be, damn, even here, these are only $50. This shit's what? This is dinner twice as cheap as this is. I travel to go. I travel something I go. All right, so we'll wait till we got one more minute before the 15-minute closes, and we'll see if we can catch a little SPX end of day scalp, man. These crazy. These went from $30 to $1,700. That is sickening. At home, it's 10 p.m. in Atlanta when I'm at. It's 4 in the morning. I'm foreign imported. I'm still like garden. Yeah, this shit hold. Ooh, that'll be nice. Hold on. It's on the same thing as Spy, honestly. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna grab one $40. $40, gang. Hold on. $40. That's it. Literally $40. Let me see. Let me put our balance in. All right, let's give ourselves a nice little range in between. Yeah, we'll go here and there. All right, so we'll wait for that initial. What time is it? Yeah, that you know that 250 candle. All right, there we go. All right. You know these contracts move fast, bro. It'd be like 20%, 30%. You gotta just market sell, bro. You literally have to market sell everything. That should be so funny. All right, let me see. Let me see. All right, we got 14 minutes. See what Spy doing real quick. Spy getting that rejection too. Ooh. Yeah, so it's gonna be one of two things, right? Last 15 minutes, it's either gonna get a little sweep and then try to push back up to the highs, or it's gonna try to go to the highest first and then dump, right? So you could be able to get a little a SPX on either side. Because remember, SPX moves like, one candle, you green already. Hold on. This is the only time I say, hey, I'm using the 1 minute. It's the only time I ever do that shit. Hey. All right, market sell one. All right, market sell 127%. All right. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like one candle is SPX at the end of the day. This is why I don't play SPX towards the beginning. Ah. Yeah, this is why I wait till end of the day to SPX. Because think about it. Let's say you played SPX at the beginning of the day, right? At all this, you got cooked. But imagine you waited. You got like a far out the money, motherfucker. This, I know that shit went stupid. Yeah, I want to see if we can come back up here or right here. We'll wait for that 50 candle. That 50 candle gonna be the one. It's that shit gonna either rocket or that shit gonna go down. But yeah, I already caught me a little. I had to catch a little one for a little 27%. So now I have one left. I have one left. Should we zero or hero this motherfucker or what? Do we zero or hero or do we cut it? What y'all want to do? What y'all want to do, man? Hold on. All right, 32. All right, I'm gonna sell that strike, the 7450, and then I'm gonna hold this last 7455, right? So that way, if it doesn't go, it doesn't matter, right? It's basically a freebie at this point. Got a little freebie. Let's go back and look at SPY real quick. Okay, yeah, SPY looks good too. Hey, angel numbers. All right, I'm on market sell this motherfucker, but I have to. I have to sell it, gang. I have to sell it. I have to. And I know, watch, I know me selling it's gonna instantly go up and I'm gonna be sick I sold. But hey, 40% in 2 minutes, bro. You gotta take that, You gotta take it. What do you take at end of day? I just took SPX calls end of day. From here to here. 44%, 44.44%. Angel numbers. Talk to him. Dropping in chat. All right, here comes the dreaded that 250 candle. This can go either way. Smackdown, go up. Yeah, I feel like they try to smack that shit down here. We might low key. Hold on, let me see how much the other side is. We catch both sides. To be honest with you. What is that? All right, let's see what this can will do. They're gonna smack that bitch up, or they're gonna smack that bitch down. Hey, I'm about to push, man. All right, now here we go. That initial move, 250 candle. So we want to see if they're gonna be follow through or they're gonna flip it, right? If they flip it, we might be able to take a little SPX to right here. If they hold it, like I said, we got our little in between range. Take out this, or probably take out that. Probably one of the two. Let me spare right now. What if this shit go to like high day, bro? I'd cry. I would cry actual tears, gang. I'd be like, I know you lying. We sold for a measly 40%, bro. Don't make me get back in, man. I will. The contract's still cheap. 30, $40. Yeah, what if like the next candle just goes and pushes, takes that shit out? You bad, isn't it? Not you too bad. Well, depends. Are you still in 1DT? Yeah, I still got the 1DT. I never got a chance to add though, so it's still the same position. I never got to do anything with it. Let me see. Let me see how much the SPXs are. SPX. Yeah, so you got a range 740, 750. We're smack in the middle. That shit sucks when we're smack in the middle because that shit can go either ways. It can go both ways. It can go up, down, go down, up, or it can stay flat in the middle. That's why we took the SPX call off of here. So we at least got the little pump. I'm saying. AMD got a push. Hold on, I can't even get in. I'm trying to get in for like $50 or something. Bro, I can't even get in. Come on, bro. Yeah, that's why it'd be hard to do limits at the oh, snap. Hold on. There we go. 100%. Market. Market sell. Got to. Woohoo! Oh my goodness. We're in the money. I'm selling. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Oh shit. Oh shit. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 350%. Oh my goodness. Bro, 400%. 400%, bro. Or hold on, actually, let me do the math on this. What's the math on this? Oh, I just told y'all. I told y'all where it was going and it's going. Bro, did I not just give y'all the range? I just gave y'all the range. I said he's going down here or in here. We're smack in the middle. We caught the calls and we grabbed the puts. On YouTube, giving bangers. Let's go, baby. Yeah. Uh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Let me see. Let me show y'all what it went to. $40 a contract to 320. Let's check ChatGPT. What percent is that? 45 to 320 is what percent increase? Yeah. What if it just pushed back up to high? 611%. Oh my goodness. That was more than what I thought. 611%, gang. Oh my goodness. Yes, sir, ski. Here we go. Oh, snap. But what if the other one goes in the money too? That would be sick. What if that shit just went? Meep? That'd be crazy. That's wild, bro. That's so wild. I told y'all where this was going. That's disgusting, bro. I literally told y'all I said it's gonna stay in between here. Bro, am I tripping? Did I not say this? Did I not say this was gonna happen on here? Did I not say this? And now we're printing on the other ones too? Oh man. Will you be live tomorrow? You busy? I'm on vacation. I don't know. I'm live right now. Oh my goodness, bro. This is crazy. That is nasty work. I just caught another 100% to the upside, bro, for the other one that I had. That's nasty, gang. That's nasty. Bro, this is nasty. This is nasty work. I hope y'all are catching this. Y'all in here catching this? Let me make sure y'all in here catching this. Bro, what? I can't wait to rewind this back just so I could post it and show y'all. I said we're in the middle. This is your range, right? It's your extended ranges. But this is either gonna come down here, or what did I say? It can either come down and go up, or it can go up and come down. We caught the puts 740/40s for 40 bucks, smacked them in the money, sold market sell, calls go green, take them off for 100%. Oh man, that's nasty. That's nasty, bro. That's so nasty. But yeah, so the 1 DTE calls, those are up about 8%. Um but yeah, man. Hey, call it. Had a great day, had an amazing day. So I jumped on a private jet. ETA. Inshallah. Yo, me even pray. Bro, I dead ass about the YOLO. Bro, why didn't you know? It's remember, it's end of day SPX, man. Shit gonna move. Yeah. Y'all gonna see me next time y'all see me. Me and A Peasky gonna be on Miami Beach. All right. Me and A Peasky going. We're going out of town. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. So we gotta do our what a headache. What you said what I'm talking about now. Come on, on board, Shaw. Yeah. Clap it up, man. So yeah, I'm about to film this recap. I'm about to do a whole bunch of I told you so's. And this needs to be the new strat. Bro, it is. I've been doing this. I be trying to tell. Be trying to tell my life. But yeah, bro. So I'm about to go ahead and film the YouTube video so I can while it's still fresh. So I can go ahead and put it out now. Cause I'm about to take the biggest fucking and then take me a little nap probably. Or probably not the game on. And I got some students I gotta see, gotta work with. And yeah, yeah. So that's it. Like I said, if you need to reach me, I'll know where to find me at. Mentorships and stuff like that. So if you need anything, DM me. But I'm about to drop the video and I'm about to hop off of live. So I will see y'all.